Go.
Recording. So the plan is today is we're gonna go for the. We never had a heat wrap before, but this is the headers off the EJ engine off the Scoob. So the plan is now is off. We're gonna put some heat wrap on it, so it stops a bit of the heat getting around the engine, which is a job we had to do before, but we never had it off, and it's too much aggro to take off in place. So we're gonna do it now is off before we fit it back to the engine, ready to go back in the car. So let's have a go.
If you've never handled this heat wrap stuff before, I'd strongly recommend putting a pair of rubber gloves or some sort of gloves, because this stuff is like having glass in your fingers. For about 2 days after, my hands felt like I had bloody glass and shrapnel all in my fingers, and it was sore for like 2 days after wrapping it. They looked fine on the video. It wasn't until after I noticed my fingers and hands were killing. So I strongly recommend wearing gloves if I'm going to attempt to wrap a manifold with this heat wrap. It's proper Funk Motorsport heat wrap as well, so it is good, decent stuff. Like, just wear gloves. I can't recommend that any more than I can say, to be honest with you. And when you do wrap it, if you soak the heat wrap first and then apply it when it's wet, when you come to finish the manifold or whatever you're wrapping, when you come to finish it, if you get a heat gun and dry it from inside out, then the wrap seems to shrink and it goes really tight, which we found out on the Clio build that we done with Marv's car. The heat wrap on the manifold we built, we wetted the wrap, put it on, heat gunned it, and it just seemed to like shrink wrap to it, and it's just so tight, it don't move, it don't flex, which is good because normally they unravel some sort of rip or tear, and they like shrink wrap to it when you get a heat gun onto it and then let it all dry out tidy, which we'll show you videos. We got videos of it drying later on in the clip, and we got pictures of it. But after after shrink wrapping it with a heat gun, is 10 times better job if you wet it then dry it on the manifold itself. It didn't take long. Some sort of how we measure it is you literally go around once and you just count how many rounds you've done going across the manifold. Is a roughest guess. We do the measurements to get enough wrap to do the whole length of it. As you can see, we come a little bit short on this part, so we had to tie into it and add a little bit more on. The rest of the clip now, I'll just let you finish watching the rest of the time lapse now. I'll leave you to watch it until we finish.
There's the manifold all wrapped up, done.
Ready to go.
Bit of a funny shape. Missed that bit there, but I ain't complaining. Everything else is wrapped. You've got the
such tight corners on it.
external wastegate's the same as well, see?
Yeah.
We ain't going to cover it all unless we double wrap it, then the V-band don't go on, and you've got the O2 sensor there. But I don't know. It's lovely. Get the heat gun now, we'll cook it anyway.
Yeah, cook it, shrink it a little bit, and
wet the wrap up as we put it on. It goes even tighter when we warm it up in, which gives you a nice feel, like the Clio manifold when really good, doesn't it?
With high temperature lacquer, just it holds everything together then.
And the clips, you're better off twisting them down around each other now.
Yeah.
So instead of leaving them sharp,
it's just hard to get tight there.
It makes them no sharp edges. That's the best way we've done it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the easiest way we found. We've got tools to do it, and they never get as tight as that.
You don't even cut them nice, do they? No. They're like razor blades in, don't they? So if you get the heat gun from cooking,
yep.
And we shall show you when it's on the engine.
Yep.
Bye bye.
So this is just a process we used to dry the manifold after the wrap was wet, and then that was just a stand. Just leave the heat gun, switch it in between each holes just to keep the heat going all around, and then that was the end result then. It was hanged on the crane to put some high temperature lacquer on it just to bind it in a little bit more. And we thought we tried on the engine end to see how it looks, and I was well happy with the results. It's one thing I wanted to do for a while. It looks tidy. Just thought we show you how we wrap the manifold before we actually fitted it to the engine. Hopefully the next video you see will be bolting the manifold on for the final time on the engine before it goes in and the turbo's fitted. So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.